Can a 3-pound bass amplifier really cut it? Hey, this is Fred from Trace Elliot. I want to talk to you a little bit about the ELF. The ELF has been in the market for a little while now, but I want to tell you, it's an amazing little amplifier. And as you can see, we've got it actually running a 410 cabinet. It'll not only run one 410 cabinet, this little guy, only 3 pounds, will run 2 410 cabinets at 200 watts. Now people say, oh, 200 watts, is that a lot of power anymore? Well, when you actually mean 200 watts, it is a lot of power. Some of our competitors and a lot of people out there are just playing games with marketing watts, and they say it's 2,000 watts or 1,000 watts. If we say it, we mean it. And 200 watts is an awful lot of power. As you can hear, the Trace Elliot ELF not only is compact, but it's powerful as well. You really can literally use this on the bedroom or on just about any stage, as we design everything from stem to stern. Literally the power supply, the power amplifier that's inside, the compressor, all of the components in it are 100% designed by us here at Trace Elliot. And that's a lot different than our competitors. Most of our competitors are using off-the-shelf power amps and power supplies that are made by third-party companies. And it's an easy thing to do, saves a little bit of money, but when you're building a bass amp, it's not the right thing to do. That's why there isn't another amplifier on the market right now that does exactly what this does, that's this small, that produces this amount of real power, and combine all of that with the tone of Trace Elliot. The compressor we've got on the Trace Elliot is amazing. It is really, really good. It's automatically put in there, but it's dialed in based on the gain and the input that the bass is producing. So no matter if you have a passive instrument or like an active instrument like I have here, you're going to get a fantastic compression that's really, really musical and hardly noticeable. Let me demonstrate the compressor with a little slap and pop. Slapping and popping on a bass is probably the most dynamic of any instrument. Really, a lot of transients in there, and it can be rough on an amplifier. And it can be rough musically on a compressor. But what we've done is taken the famous multi-band Trace Elliot compressor and shrunk it down into this tiny little ELF with no controls on it. So it's all automatic and in the background. So what you'll see is when the green light is on, that's obviously the normal input level. But when I'm really getting onto it, you'll see a yellow light come on, and that's the initiation of the compression. And what's great about the way this compressor sounds, you don't notice it. You feel it if you're a bass player, and that's a really cool feeling, but you don't hear it as anything other than a great sounding bass guitar. I'm going to demo that for you now. You'll see every time the compressor comes on, there's a little yellow light, and that yellow light indicates the compressor is active, but it's very, very musical. Even if your style is a little bit more mellow and you play fingers or, in the jazz band, for instance, this is a great amp too. Just taking smooth tones like light playing, light finger style, perfect. No matter what sound, roundy bass, you want that furniture bass, even if you want a lot of real high end, I'm going to show you some harmonics here real quick and a little bit of tapping, and you'll notice that all the notes ring through like chimes. So let's take a listen to that. This is with the EQ pretty much straight up and down. I think we've got a little extra low end and a little extra high end. And that'll sit there and sustain just about as long as I want it to. Now let's take a listen to some of the EQ changes. That's the ELF, but think about what you could do with an amp this small. Everybody's been on a gig sometime when something doesn't work right, and it would be great to have a whole separate rig with you, right? Well, the ELF's perfect for that. Not only can you put it in your back pocket, you can stick it in a gig bag and have it just about anywhere, and you're going to always have another amp, even if it's not your primary amplifier. Your primary amp may be the TE-1200 because you play big stages. But you know what? Take this out, put it on that same stage, and it'll do the job night after night after night. You're recording, this is perfect for recording too. You don't have to have a speaker connected to it. It's all solid state. You run the really quiet DI out, which you've been listening to here in this video, right to your recording. It sounds phenomenal. Has the Trace Elliot sound. It has the Trace Elliot compression built into it, and it'll do a fantastic job of recording no matter what your music tastes. So we hope you check this out. There is only one ELF on the market. There is a huge difference between us and the competition, and we hope you take the time to check it out. Either check it out online for more information at traceelliot.com or get to your local Trace Elliot dealer and try them for yourself.